once again for the week where we have a theme called No Limits as a book for the week, where we have a list of speakers who will be giving their presentation on the each selected chapters which they have been read across the week. So with that, I think also there is a one famous saying across. I would like to mention over here that there is no friend as loyal as books. So because of that friend today we are all connected, I can say over it. So with that, may I request our first speaker Sam uh, uh, to start up. Before he start the presentation, I'm having a one question over here to him that with that he can start that. The question for Sam is that, so Sam, if you are given a chance to change our constitution of country, so what could be the name of the book you would like to call upon, or and why it is?
You should give me 2-3 days to answer this question.
So it's a spot question, and we expect the spot answers.
Oh, Sam. Come on, you just say your wish. Book name itself is your wish.
Yeah. Probably, I don't know. Maybe first thing we need to do the changes in the constitution is about the education system what we have. So probably what we teach in the schools is not enough for some person to become successful. That's what I feel actually, because whatever I've studied, I've not implemented in many ways. So whatever I'm implementing is through the experience what I had in life, right? So I think probably you should keep a book something like that, change the education, something like that.
Great. Yeah.
Right.
Good sign.
Good.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So, okay, let me start with my topic. So, if everybody know that we are going to talk about a book called as No Limits, one of the best book written by C Maxwell. So, let me give a little introduction about author as well. So, author is writing books from past 25 to 30 years, I guess, and he has written more than 70 plus books now, and everything on leadership. And he's one of the topmost influencer in leadership gurus kind of person in entire US. And his company is somewhere around in some 130 countries. That's what he quote in all of his the talks what we tells are actually. And he's very known to people, and he's one of the highest paid talker as well. So if you want to speak to him, probably 1 hour call is somewhere $1,000 to $1,500 to pay to have a one-on-one call with him actually. So now coming to this book, right? So I just took first two chapters. It's actually giving setting up an expectation like what is there in the book actually there. So what author says about is it's not something new which he's telling about in the book, but it's everything we know. But somehow we have to be reminded always saying okay, this is what it is all about, right? So he talks about how to remove capacity, caps some more mental ability, in the sense whatever there in our limitations, what is there in our mind. Like we have so many limitations, but how to remove that. So first thing he talks about is bringing the awareness actually. If you're aware of yourself, then probably you can think about okay, where you want to go. So if you know where you are today, so you will be able to gauge on okay, where should you go tomorrow, or where should you reach tomorrow. So he talks about three things here: awareness, ability, and choices. So he talks about awareness plus ability plus choices is equal to capacity. If you want to know your capacity, you should be aware of yourself. You need to know what your abilities are, and then you should make the right choices in your life. That's where you get into the capacities there. Again, now when it comes to capacity, it's not about counseling people and getting something from them. It's about equipping them. So he says counseling can help people to some extent, but unless you equip them to do something, not there. So same thing which I was when I was reading the book, I was relating to my corporate job, what I've done from a couple of years. Initially, when I moved into a leadership position, so I was always thinking about giving people work and getting the work done by them. So I was not worried about what they're doing, how they're doing, things like that. But after that, I realized if I have to get that things done over and over again, I need to equip them with what I'm giving them. So once I equip them, so next time when I go back to them, I don't have to spend too much of time. Just like that, they will get the work done. So we are making them, aware of what they are, what are their capacity, and making sure that okay, that work is done as soon as possible. Right. That's about it. And then again, it comes up to limitation. So he talks about whether before he sets up all the capacity, whatever we have in the no limits book. So he talks about the limitation. Actually, do you know what exactly is your limitations? Because everybody have their limitations in terms of different things. Maybe an emotional limitations. You may have some spiritual limitations. Sometimes limitations has been built in your mind by somebody else. It's actually not your limitation. Somebody else has built in a limitation, saying that okay, now some of them say that okay, you are a irresponsible guy. So mom and dad or somebody, people kept on telling you from your childhood, saying that you're irresponsible, and you always take it. I'm irresponsible person. I know if all the time things go wrong from my end. So something like that. So there was a very beautiful story quoted, two stories quoted by author in this book actually. So which I want to tell and end with my talk. Right. So one guy will be fishing in the pond actually, and he will be fishing fish basically. Sorry, he will be able to doing the fishing, and he caught 2-3 fishes. He'll be having 2-3 fishes in his bucket, and then fourth time he puts the string on that in the water, and he pulls a very big fish actually. And the old man walking there near the pond asks him, "Hey, you got a big fish?" And he says, "Yeah, I got a big fish." But he pulls the big fish and he removes that whatever the string what they had, and he back let that fish go back. And the old man will be astonished. Why did you leave that so much big fish? And he says that, hey, sorry, I don't have a pan to fry this fish. The pan what I have at home is very small. I cannot put the entire fish. So this is basically a limitation what he had in his mind. If I take a big fish, I cannot really able to go and do that. So how do you come out of that action? You explore that. How do you come out of the capacity? So another story he talks about. You need to throw your cap to come out of that capacity. So there were 3 kids who were going to school, and they pass on near one of the biggest wall near their school actually, and they don't know what is there on the other side of the wall. So the 3 kids always be thinking what is there on the other wall, other side of the wall, other side of the wall. So one day one kid thought of exploring it. So what he takes is he will be wearing always a cap, all the 3 kids. So this guy removes the caps and throws the cap other side of the wall, and then he start dumping on the wall and climbing the wall, and so that he can go to other side and see what is there. At the time, if anybody asks, he can tell them my cap fell down, so that's why I came this side. So you want to explore that there and come back. So the other 2 kids also does the same thing, so that they don't want to be unknown to that things what is other side of the wall. So what author says is, if you want to know what is the limitation, you need to throw your capacity, cap off the head actually. Saying that okay, let me explore more things about it and get into that. So unless you throw your cap outside, you will not be able to explore more things. That is what the 2 chapters talks about. So once you understand your limitations, now the author is talking about a number of chapters in that. What are the different kind of limitations what you have? Right. Thanks, Ramesh. That's it for my end.
It's a great score by our opening batsman. It's a well set the platform for others to pick up the next topics, and the 2 beautiful stories, which really small but counts a lot in terms of learning what we can. So with that, thank you, Sam. Can we have a Prafula over here? I think Prafula Sabarinath.
Not joined. So we have people who are joined actually. You can call in people. I think Lava Kumar is there, Netra is there.
I think so.
Tessin, you want to go?
Yeah.
Next.
Yes, Sam. If there is no order, then yes, we can go.
You can. Order is there, but people are not there, so you can start off.
Does it break the order? I have not read the book, so I'm just trying to understand. Because I'm going directly into 8th chapter or something.
Okay. No problem.
I'm just trying to understand, at least to connect the dots. If we have someone who can actually talk a little about awareness, and then maybe we take the flow or something. Do we have someone?
No, I don't think so. You are the next one available. So I think you can go ahead.
Sure. Okay, then I'll go ahead, Ramesh.
Before you start, I have a question for you.
Oh, Suhasini is there.
Suhasini is there. Suhasini, I saw her actually. Yes.
Yeah, she's there.
Yeah, Suhasini is there.
Rose her hand.
Hey, hi.
Hello, Suhasini. How are you?
I'm fine, Ramesh. Thank you.
Before you start up, I have a question for you. Don't mind if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So if you want to change the name of the baby with the book, could be the name of the book?
Change the name of a
If you want to change the name of the baby over the book, what you can name that book, that baby? So what is the name of that baby? If you want to give a name of the book to that baby.
I would name my I have a 8-year-old son. I always call him a warrior. So I would name the book The Warrior because he has been a warrior
Great.
always. So, yeah. So, thank you,
Okay,
Ramesh.
great.
Thank you, Sam,
Yeah.
for the opportunity. I was not able to be active on the book club, but I'm glad today I'm there and I'm speaking. I've been watching all your videos.
Yeah.
So you all have been doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your efforts. I think it's been a huge success. I can see that. So today somehow I pushed myself and then I thought I will talk. So I have chosen this topic,
To
emotional
break down the
capacity.
limits.
Yeah. Yes, right. That's what I've tried to do today. So today's chapter that I'll be presenting is emotional capacity. So what is emotional capacity? It is your ability to overcome any adverse situation, like be it failure or criticism or any challenging situation or a sudden change. So how you handle that situation by being emotionally strong. So this chapter is all about that. What Arthur says is no matter how talented or how value driven you are or how intelligent you are, unless you are emotionally strong, you can't achieve your goal. So that's what he emphasizes here. So let's say we'll picture as two people, Money and Raj. So Money is a person who worries throughout the day. When everything is going well, he will be performing well. When some adverse situation occurs, so he is a person who will crumbles. Whereas Raj is a person who is a resilient, unflappable. So when adverse situation occurs or any obstacle comes his way, he is a person who will handle it in a very profound way, where in a matured way. He knows that learning, it's all a part of learning. The failure is part of learning. So what author says is people like Raj will be a great leaders rather than people like Money. That is when you have achieved the emotional capacity. So he also lists out some 7 points which, if we adapt in our life, he says we can overcome our ability to be. We can overcome all the obstacles easily, or we can be emotionally strong. So first one being emotionally strong people are proactive in dealing with their emotions. And the faster we can recover from a sudden loss or a change, the faster your recovery is. You process it and then you overcome out the situation. Then your recovery time will be very short. So you have to be the person who is very proactive with your emotions. Second one is emotionally strong people do not waste time feeling sorry for themselves. Like the whole world is against me, and no one likes me, or feeling sorry for ourselves. So basically over exaggerating the situation. So third one is emotionally strong people do not allow to control their relationship. So he quotes a beautiful example here. So for example, for father and son, both are owning a company. Father is a boss and son is reporting to his father. So eventually father comes across a situation where he understands that his son is being rude to the employees, and then he has to terminate for whatever reasons. So he takes that he takes that chance and terminates his son, and he puts on a cap of a boss. And then after that he also puts on a cap of a father and says his son, that now that you have lost a job, what we have to do. So what author is saying is, the even the person is in a higher position, he knows how to handle the situation, how to have a control on the relationships. So that is what it means. So fourth one being emotionally strong people do not waste energy on things they cannot control. So if we are not able to control any situation, why waste energy on that? Rather waste our energy on the things which we can control. So this is the most important life lessons we have to adopt, he says. And fifth one being emotionally strong people do not keep making the same mistakes. What is over is over. Instead of making the same mistake, we have to learn from our mistakes. So it's not over until you have learned from it. So that's what it means. And sixth one being emotionally strong people don't allow the highs or lows to control their lives, be it failure, be it success. We should know how to control the highs and lows in our lives. So seventh one being emotionally strong people understand, appreciate, and grow through their struggles. Erase the boards of your achievements, unlearn the things, unlearn your mistakes, and learn new things. Allow yourself to be a beginner in all the situation. So when you adopt all these seven the points which he lists out, then we can be a emotionally strong person. So that's all. I'm done speaking. Thank you everyone for patiently listening.
Great. Well spoken, Swasni. So the money, Raj, obviously we have money, also Raj in our mind. So in order to keep them balanced with the emotions, that's highly important. So thank you for that. And there are seven, whatever the points being brought out, it's highly important for every one of us over here. So thank you, Swasni.
Thank you.
So can we have a Prafula? Yeah, I thank you. Hello, Prafula. I think. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Prafula. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you, Ramesh. Hello.
Okay. Before you start up, I have a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
So the question is that if the whole world is getting destroyed, so you have a choice to keep or protect one book. What could be the name of that book if the whole world going to destroy? Then, yeah.
There is one book which I read. This is part of the practice which I do.
Yeah.
This book is called Gosho book. It has stories of Buddhism. Okay, written by Gautama Buddha.
Wow.
So I would like to keep that book.
Okay.
And in that book, it is also this particular thing is also being addressed. How when world comes to an end, what are the things going to happen? So I think that makes us connect to the present karma, what we have to do, what we shouldn't do. So that's a book I would like to hold on.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, you can start.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about energy capacity. Starting with this, there's a very nice story where the writer talks about. He says about he happens to meet one of the elderly man, and he shares a story about collecting marbles in a jar. Okay, so what happens is the person happens to collect the jar because he has some health issues, and he happens to count each day for 100 days and takes count of the time he spends. Okay, so that becomes very appealing to the writer, and he also thinks that when he's starting his own company, he will have the same kind of approach that he's giving. He's spending time very efficiently with his employees and with himself. So over the period of time, what happens is everywhere he talks about that. Talks about these marbles and jars in his podcast and even in the church. So what happens is one of his friend, he happens to feel very weird about the change what he has got in him, and he says, "What are you doing about yourself? Counting the marbles? You mean to say you're thinking of something that you're scared of?" So there is lot. Think about abundance. He have the mindset of abundance. Though his friend who was younger to him, he suggested this to him, and he felt very nice about this suggestion from his friend. So that day he thinks that the focus of us should be more on energy on time. And he also says that our lifespan in this world, it's already fixed. The number of hours is fixed. The fixed number of seconds in a minute, everything is fixed. The time is fixed. It's not going to change. And so it is very important we manage our energies well, so that we can reap the best out of the time which we spend on this earth. And he highlights on 4 things: re-engage, reinvest, reinvent, and replenish. He says that just look at the things which you handle day in day out, and manage this for 4 hours. Re-engage, reinvent, reinvest, and replenish. And he quotes that it's better to manage your energy than manage your time. So he also he also says take responsibility of energy that we bring into the world, and that makes us more productive. And he quotes about 3 hours, how to increase our energy while we are interacting. He talks about 3 hours requirement, return, and reward. When you think of this 3 hours, you realign things that is required to you, that would give you more returns and reward, and that will help you to connect to your passions, the purpose, and also get that abundance of energy in you. So he has 5 questions to align our energy and have that focus. He says about when I am fully charged, think about what are the things that makes you feel you're fully charged. The meaning, the benefits, what you give to others, interactions, or whether you bring in the negative or the positive moments while interacting with people, or the energy, the mental and the physical energy, what you possess. So he says about that you need to take care of yourself. You need to be catalyst in growth and building better things towards the society, and also have that God awareness. He emphasizes one of the points of having that faith in God gives you a lot of energy. So whatever you do and how much ever things you do practically, that faith in God is a very important element. He emphasizes. He also says investing on friends and family is very much important. That makes him feel energized. And also he suggests that for all of us, the spending that time with family and friends is very important. And the second question is what means, it's like, what are the things you need to identify the things that depletes your energy and take charge and action on this. This is a second question what he emphasizes on. And the third question is proximity for the energy. How accessible are your energy pulses? Something like the music, the books, friends, home, family, your thoughts. So he thinks that you need to have access to proximity. So if you think that he gives a wonderful example where he was highly energized while he was with his parents. When he got married and he was staying separate, he used to feel that he's lacking that energy and the aroma of what he was when he was with parents. And to talk to his parents, it seems the call rates were pretty costly then. So he was not able to call them very often and also visit them. So he says that if some good energy that is required for you day in day out, we should always have the proximity towards those positive energy. And the fourth one is 100%. Give 100% to whatever you're doing. Need that full energy. He gives a very good example from his teenage school. He says that it seems he and his friend had gone to a grocery store nearby to fetch a job. So what happens is the manager says, just come to the backyard and fill up the form, and we'll keep you posted whether you're selected or not. So what happens is his friend rushes with a lot of excitement, and John follows his friend. After filling up the form the next day, his friend gets a call, but he gets a call that he is selected. He also gets a call, but they say that he's not been selected. He gets worried, why I'm not selected, and it keeps him very thoughtful that what made me not be selected. And he goes to the grocery stores and he asks the manager, why didn't you select me? So the manager says that you didn't hustle towards the backyard to fill up the application form. The energy was very low. So he was very disappointed by this statement what manager says, and he says that so irrespective of your talent or not, you don't show that energy. People will assume that you're not interested or some. Yeah, he wanted to derive that, and he quotes a very nice statement: "Hustle beats talent. When talent doesn't hustle." So hope you guys got it. And the third one is um, there should be a space and a margin for everything what you plan for. So whatever you plan during the day and your schedule, always have that space for yourself to have that things for your own self and give time for your uh, own well-being, mental and physical well-being, that help you to manage your energy and things in a better way, so that you can be more organized and also think of what are the things that increases energy and what are the things that really depletes the energy, and take necessary action. So that is all. And he says that trust me, if you bring this all these changes in yourself, this will really be very good, and it'll that makes your life much easier. Thank you.
Great talk, Prafula. Energy, everywhere energy needed, wherever we need to go. Yes, and those 3 R's highly important in terms of keeping our energy always high. And as you told, friends, family, and the environment what we have possess highly important to have that energy at the higher level. So thank you, Prafula. With that, may I request Samurai or Sabrina was here as the next speaker.
Hi,
Yeah, Samurai. Before you start, I have a question for you.
sure.
So don't take me wrong. If you are given a chance to go for a date with a book, what could be the name of the book?
I have at least 40 books I bought for this year. I will just randomly pick any one book and I will go for it.
So you should
Because,
name out.
I would say that The Secret, I wanted to spend with that.
So with that, you are giving injustice to 39 books. So you are choosing Secret.
Actually, I was used to interact with Sam, right? I was keep adding a book list. One fine day, I landed to a bookshop. I was randomly asking, sir, this is what. When I started buying, he started showing. So when you see it was on full of cartoon box, I taken and dumped in my things. So at least that will give me a motivation to at least read a page a day. Read a page. At least you don't be a super reader. At least you keep it.
A long way to go. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I am taking a 6th chapter, that is the people capacity. So the reason I picked up the relationship is all. So here the author in the 6th chapter, so though the book is talking about the no limits for your capacity, the people capacity is very important. How he has giving the introduction is he was 40 in the year of 1987. He sat down and was thinking that half of my life is over. What I'm going to do next? What did I achieve so far? So he was taking an inventory of his achievements or whatever. So he have realized that he was weak at a relationship. How he have made is, when he is referring an inventory, see, let's say at present everyone can think as your inventory. You may think I have so much of assets, so much of debts, so much of loan, so much of responsibility. This is what we think. But when you think inventory, we may not give a value that how many people are coming under asset. Let's say if there is a crisis, whom you will call immediately, except your parents or except your first circle. Some people, even their first circle, are not in a reachable situation due to the relationship, the way they are carrying, right? So are we really giving an importance to the people? So that's what the author thought in the year of 1987, when he was 40. Then he decided, I have to improve something. How can I improve? Why I was not having anyone as an inventory in my current list? So where I was going wrong? So he was doing a self-assessment or a self-analysis. So he realized, so far I am keeping myself as a first priority. Let the people come to my world. That was my attitude so far. So that's why I don't have anyone as a great people in my list, or even I'm not in their list. So what can be done? So for that, he have given a 7-step approach. So for a first thing, he is giving, see, each step he's shared his memories. How each step is going to helpful. After that, I believe probably the author was not a great successful person until 40. The John Maxwell whom you're talking, right? In the last 23 years, he wrote 90 plus books, right? The one of the book what we are talking is No Limits, right? So 90 books in a 23 year. Can you imagine? So an average per year, he's writing a 4+ books. And every quarter, we are not able to read a book in a quarter. That's the situation we are. How he was able to achieve that? Through relationship. So whomever are coming in his life, so he is making a value to those people. It's not just for my personal benefit. I'm interacting with someone, or I'm associating with someone, or I'm grabbing something from them. So we will be having the relationship math, right? If I give something to others, my credit will increase 1. If I'm taking something from others, it will be 0, 1 minus 1. So I should be in the positive math in the calculation. So he realized, and he is giving a 6 or 7-step approach. First thing, value people every day. You have to value irrespective of, you don't think when you meet someone, what I'm going to get, why should I help? You keep those aside. These are the mindset. You just open. Who are you don't want to help the entire world, at least in your circle, who are there. You see how you can value them, because the small piece of appreciation or a small piece of touch, small piece of presence will make a lots of sense to people. Let's say your children's or your wife or your husband or your father or mother, we may be at whole house, but are we really valuing their presence? So being rich and nobody's there in your life will not give you a successful life. So when you turn back, so what he's saying, that's where the relationship is very critical. You have to add a value to people's life every day. Second thing, make sure you are available to them. Your relationship is valuable to them. So they are always coming to you. You should be in the giving position. So increase your value. So you keep thinking how you can improve your value so that others can get benefit. Generally, people think they will, let's say someone, your relation, if they got into some bigger position or some celebrity, we all go behind them to get something from them. Say, for example, one of your friend open a shop, we'll go and ask something as a free instead of supporting them, right? That's what all of us will be doing in general. So what he is doing is, you don't trouble anyone, you try to help others. The third thing is, yourself in their world. Don't expect others to understand you. And whatever the qualities or benefits you have, if you are not understanding or putting yourself in their shoes, they will not get benefit of it. You just think what situation they are and how you can help. Then fourth one, focus your relationship on benefiting others, not yourself. If the moment we are seeing someone, what benefit I will get it. If I spend this, what I will get it. That ROI calculation, you don't keep it with the relationship. So value, he's saying, the moment he started added value to the people in the last 40 years, in the last 23 years, he wrote a 90 plus books. So how it was achievable? So when you started giving to the people, people start giving what you want. This happened unintentionally. It's not that I will do something and they will give it reverse as a business. No. So he was truly valuing the relationship. Let's say whomever was working with him, probably his secretary who's working for more than 30 years with him, or the person who's handling his company as a CEO for last 20 plus 30 plus years. Likewise, he's calling out each and every individual who are associated with him. So he is valuing the relationship truly. So they are taking him to the next level. Unintentionally, that is happening. So you have to focus on others. Then be consistent front to your relationship. Let's say, again, some people, probably you may have thousands of people in your contact. You can call out few people. Whenever they need a money, you will get a call. Hey, I need, I'm on an emergency. Can you help me? Even I have some people in that list. Whenever they need something, I have specific people for each one of them have their specific requirements. One person will call when there is a money shortage. One person will call when he has an emotional breakup. One person will call when there is something. But at least from their point of view, I'm reachable. I was thinking so far they're using me. After reading this book, I realized at least I'm in a giving position. Probably that XYZ amount, if he's making a difference in his life, it is good. And the person who's looking for a emotional help or a career guidance, or he wanted to share his feeling, you be available for him. The sixth point is create a great memories with the people. Let's say if you think back, if you look back your 20, 30 or 40 years, whatever you remember, hardly 10 points you can remember. Out of them, mostly will be negative. That I haven't gone through this, I haven't got this, I have been cheated, I have been punished, I have been ditched. Mostly there will be a negative vibes. Probably very few people can think about the positive things. But what author is suggesting, at least from your point of view, you create a good memories with the people. He's giving an example. When he was turning 70, he wanted to give a party to the people who are in his relationship. So with everyone, he interacted and got a feedback and noted down. So for every month, the whole year, there were 12 months, right? So he have given the month to the respective person, and the birthday celebration happened the way they wanted. So basically his birthday celebration happened on their wish, and they never forget. The same thing he have done, he turned 60, 10 years back. So after 10 years, when he is planning his 70th birthday, people in his circle still remember those 60th birthday celebration. They wanted to do it much bigger, the current one. They still respect it's not the money or how it is, how you are spending and how you are valuing them, taking their feedback. And the last point, move towards the relationship you desire. If you put it in a simpler way, the association. Let's say you should be in a giving position, right? Then only people will come to you. Without disappointing them, you can keep giving. For that, you have to keep improve yourself. If you are standing in the same position, your giving ability will not grow, or people's expectation can't be met. So you keep growing. So if you wanted to keep growing, you need to go in the desired path, and at least you be with the people who are next to your level. So these all are the 7 major points what he's highlighting. And I just wanted to end with one question. What relationship do you desire to move? Because whatever the direction you are doing, what association you wanted to do, you people can think and answer in the chat box. With that, I am ending my part, Ramesh.
Yeah, thank you, Thamrai. So we are the result of our association, which is we call it as a people. So it's always good that to understand what the people around us, at least, if not the world. So the result is, that Maxwell, out of 23 years, how he has been transformed. Till 40, what he was, after 40, what he was. It's all about the way he realized that importance as a people. And whatever the book club we have right now, it's because of the people of we are what we are associated with. So thank you, Thamrai. May I have next speaker, Tashin? Hello.
Hey.
Ramesh, you missed, I think.
Sorry. I think Bashir. Sorry.
Bashir is there.
Sorry, Bashir. I'm sorry for that. Hello, Bashir.
No problem. Hello. Good evening,
Bashir,
everyone.
before you start, I have a question for you as well.
Yeah.
So Bashir, the question for you is that, so if you wanna change the color to a name, a particular color, which may be your favorite color, you want to change that color to a name of the book, what could be the name of the book and why?
See, my favorite book will be from this one, like Tim Ferriss, 4 Hours Per Week. I had also earlier shared few of the ideas. So that is one of the best book which I have found ever implemented in my life, and found a lot of improvements in my career as well as ongoing. I would try to practice those things what he has suggested, because it is giving a lot of outputs in the last 6 months if I see. myself.
Okay, great colors you have found in your life with that book. Great. Yeah, go ahead, please. Thank you.
As I had been allocated with creative capacity. See, generally, I don't have any specific call about the books, so I can summarize the content what I have read in this book. See, you have seen Steve Jobs telling like creative things can only be done by connecting the dots. So that's one of the famous thing what he has mentioned. For example, the experience of a mentor like Sam and the knowledge of another one person like Kamarai can help us to build something good. So it is always like creative capacity. This is the live example what I can give. The knowledge and experience of Sam. These can help us to develop ourselves. This is the best platform, like how we are getting connected with a dot of book reading club to develop our public speaking skills. This is how the creative capacities will develop. So we should always be focusing on connecting our knowledge with our experience. So we don't know how, whenever we solve any puzzle, you don't know which kind of diagram you are going to create, something new ideas will generate. So it is always important to have right set of people with you who can always guide you towards, see, for example, me and Sam or Ramesh, we have discussed some of the few business ideas. My ideas may be half baked today, but connecting with the people, right people, can help us to develop the gaps what we are seeing. So that is how creative capacity will always help the human being. And another one biggest blunder what every human being does in the obstacle is we always withhold our past. Like for example, the author himself, when he was in the college, he used to skip psychology classes because he has that mindset that he will always get the less score. Never thought of going beyond the capacity what he has. Creative capacity will only develop if you don't, like infinity. You should keep an infinity to yourself. If you keep a boundary particular, for example, if you score this much or you earn this much, you will lie within that line. So we always suggest to have this one. And one important formula what particular author has told is exposure plus expression equal to expansion. So that is one of the beautiful formula what I found. It is very interesting in this. So what he's telling here is like exposure of an idea to the right people. For example, if you're having a business idea, you can set it to the right people. They can only provide you the positive feedback. That is how you can develop your creative mindset there. And expression from their different perspective. Whenever you discuss anything with your good right set of people with whom, automatically you are going to get the right suggestions from those people. That can only help you to develop your creative capacity. And the total expansion, for example, as the told, like exposure plus expression equal to expansion. So that is how that formula help you to beyond develop yourself as a personality, beyond your ability, whatever you have presently. So this is one thing which attracted me a lot. And coming back to the general way in which creative capacity, what I can say is never hold yourself to your past or any of the success. If you get demotivated in between, always think of your good successful days which can ignite your energy beyond your limit. So these are few things which can help. And always people speak about self-motivation. Self-motivation everyone does. You see the successful people, they developed their creative capacity based on what the olden days success as well as their past. Okay, so knowledge and experience, everything will matter in a life. Always try to connect like a spew of dots. Keep on connecting the dots, it will lead to your path. Not a simple way in which I can summarize the whole thing. Thanks.
Well, Basir, creativity is not, it's all about the connecting the dots, as you said. Absolutely right, whatever you have been brought up today. So it is not like we need to sit with our past. We should come out of that past and start working on that part of creativity to move forward in our life. So thank you, Bashir. Thanks for that. With that, I may ask Tashin to take up the next.
Finally, Ramesh. Thanks a lot.
But before you start, I have a question.
Couple of times, I think, already. Yes.
Without as much, I have a question for you. That so, if you would like to reborn as a again in other life, other term, so what could be the book you want to be as a reborn baby?
Okay. There is a book called Lean In. That's the first book that I have read by Sheryl Sandberg. So I admire her. She is great personality, and the book, I mean, not to sound as a feminist, but it talks a lot about women in leadership roles. So that has actually put in a lot of thought process in my head, and helped me grow also when I started my career. So I think that's one book I would love to be.
Cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I'll be talking about one of the abilities from the book, and it is production capacity that the author is talking about, and he talks about the ability to accomplish the results. Right, it is very easy that we talk, we want to achieve certain things or we want to do certain things, but achieving the results is always an uphill trend. It is never a downhill trend, and uphill in itself is very challenging, right? If you have to go to the next level, or if you want to take the next level, you always have to work harder or work double than what you're doing right now. So what he says is, when you're working on this, everything worthwhile is uphill for you. So two really fancy words, and then uphill makes it very challenging, correct? But he actually says that, uh, I mean, he actually explains it with an example of an employee or of a person who is working with him. His name is Paul Martinelli, who actually had reached out to John saying, I want to start a coaching team along with you. And that is called as John Maxwell team. And John was like, he took a back step and he said, no, I have never thought about it, but I do not think I want to take it ahead. And then Paul says, no, I want to. And he was very persuasive about the fact that he wants to start this along with John. And in this, during this entire story of Paul, right, he explains 9 different steps that Paul has gone through, various steps in his life, throughout his life. Correct. The first one, he talks about this Paul being a small kid, and coming from a very humble background, and from a single parent with 3 other siblings, elder ones, and he is the youngest one. uh, they used to wait for their father to come every Christmas and bring in a Christmas tree, and they used to wait until Christmas Eve, whereas Christmas tree is put up way early than Christmas Eve, right? And then he decides, why should I wait for my father to come and put up this tree on Christmas Eve? Let me start working. And he starts working. He visual in this, he what he does is working and gets a Christmas tree, which is called as family tree, right? Generally, you get a family Christmas tree and you keep it way before your Christmas Eve or whatever, and he gets it and puts it in front of his family. What he does in this entire story is he's visualizing the outcome. He knows that they'll be more happy, they'll be very cheerful even before the Christmas Eve, even before their father who left them comes and leaves the Christmas tree at the doorstep, or even before. I mean, it is also his own effort. He has put in the effort and he got it by himself. And one more story he talks about is also, he starts working very young, and we know that, I mean, he is from United States, so snow falling country obviously, and they shovel the snow there. They get paid for it. So this boy, what he does, he has to earn money, and he goes and says, I want a shovel. He finds something in his warehouse, and he brings that, and everyone has got these fancy shovels which are really huge, and you take a lot of snow at one go and kind of things. And this guy has some rod or something like that, which is not a shovel at all, but he was very persistent that he wants to pick it up and he wants to do it. And he used to be the one who used to earn a lot, because he used to stay at one place for longer duration than any other kids who used to shovel with the fancy shovels that they had, or the bigger shovels that they had. So he was very persistent about the fact that he has to earn more money than anyone else, or put in more effort. And he gets trekking shoes for his brother, because he was a trekker and he wanted to take part in running. And he got Nike shoes at $38 at that point of time for his brother. which again, I mean, in this particular story, he talks about start with what you know or what you have. You do not have to really wait for anything to happen to you. If you have something and you want to do something or achieve something, start with it and do not ever think about it. And this is a small young kid. The next story is he getting out of the school because he was really bad at his academics or school. Then he gets out of the school and he does not want to study because that's not his interest, and he gets kicked out of his house by his mother because he quit school and he's so young, and he wants to start working, and he fails there because his mom is not supporting him, and he kind of feels that he is not being accepted with what he wants to do or with his aspirations. But he says, even if you fail first, fail often, and also fail fast, so you understand what you want to do. I failed in my school and I knew I didn't want to pursue that because that is not my interest, so I will quit the school. And then he says, when I mean, and he joins an NGO. With all this work going on, he joins an NGO and he becomes the second uh, highest sales productive person in the team. And with that, and the youngest one as well. With the amount of persistence that he had, he wanted to be part of this NGO, and he becomes the second person to have highest achievement in the NGO. And he builds the team. With that, he says, take inventory of your skills. Whatever you feel is your strength, always ensure you work towards that. Do not work on something which is not your strength, and do not ever limit yourself. If you have a strength, work on it and build upon it, and also understand the resources that you need for that. And after this, what happens, he is very successful and he wants to start his entrepreneurship. He goes and says it to his family, and he again gets a backlash from them saying, why are you doing this? You have a job, you're doing fantastic, and why do you want to quit the job and start something? And what do you want to start? He wants to start a company which cleans the houses, or like our urban company right now, which cleans the houses or sends people to clean the houses or office spaces or whatever it is, right? He wants to do that. And his mom says, do you remember your room, how it used to be, and you want to clean other spaces? And then he gets demotivated again and he says, no, I want to do this. And he starts that particular organization and he fails because a lot of people leaves him and a lot of people does not stick to him. He gets one deal, he loses two of the other deals. So what he does is, okay, I need to understand what is happening. I need to understand what I need to do to ensure people are happy with me. So he says, I need to take everything forward. I need to be very successful. I need to stop doing what I am doing right now and start doing the greater things than what it is right now. So very important, when you're doing certain things, you need to have a team, right? And he says, when I am with the team, I have to tune into the team, understand what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, or what they can work with me. I need to spend a lot of time with them and also ensure they're with me for longer run. I cannot be an individual. I always have to be with the team, be it personally or at work or whatever. He relates a lot to the work here, but even at home or at personal life, I think you need a support system, which actually takes you to the next level, correct? So, the seventh point he talks about is make decisions every day to move yourself and team focused. He says when he created this particular organization, which he later sold it off, it was pretty successful business, and he wanted to become a speaker, and he thought he's good at it. He started, and then he realizes he's not good at it, and he felt, okay, I'm not good at it, so I'm going to quit this. So I'm not a good speaker. I know I'm a good speaker, but I'm not a great speaker. So I'll quit this and I'm not going to take this ahead. So make decisions. You have to make decisions which are right for you. And he has always been a person who is second in the race. He is not the first one. So even when he went with the business idea, he went to John. He said, you do everything, but I'll run it from behind. He is not someone who can take it up. So you need to understand your strengths, and you need to work upon it and build greater ideas or greater deals from there. And he also says you need to always revisit or reevaluate uh, your uh, uh, your work or what you're doing or what you're good at, so you can enhance or build from that particular point. So with that, I am done. Thank you so much.
That was almost a pep talk for us, Tashin. Thank you very much. So you cannot ask Tendulkar to sing like a Lata Mangeshkar. Obviously, Tendulkar is the production capacity, the passion of Tendulkar is always towards the batting in cricket, and Tendulkar cannot be successful unless there is a non-striker who is should be not out, remain not out. It means that we should have people around us who can
Support.
boost us towards our successful. So thank you,
Super.
Tashin. Thank you.
Thanks a
So
lot.
thank you. May I request Sunil to present himself?
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Sunil.
Yeah,
Sunil,
good evening.
without bothering you much, I have a question over here. So if you want to relate your personality to a particular book, so what is the name of the book and why?
Okay. So I have to relate my personality with the
Yes,
book.
exactly. Yeah.
So
Question is
very
out of
difficult because
question is out
Yeah.
of syllabus actually.
yes, Sam, you got it right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there is one spiritual book written by Sir Sri, Sampurna Prashikshan. Okay, so I would not 100%, but 30-40% I can read that name to the with me. Yeah, thank you for
Great,
this
great.
question. Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
So yeah, very warm welcome and good evening to all of you. And first of all, thank you very much to Sam and all the team for making this great efforts for bringing all of us in on this platform and being consistent. So thanks a lot to Sam and everyone. So first of all, I would like to clap all of you to yourself because the topic which I'm going to share on this is leadership. So I think you all are leader because all of us are here. So first of all, please applause for yourself. And you can also tap for being a leader because leading our own self is the first leadership. Okay. So thank you very much. So here, as Sam already told, the book name No Limits. So in that, there are 3 sections. First is awareness, then is capacity, and the third one is choices. So combining all of this, we develop our own limits or capacity. So here I'm sharing the 9th chapter, leadership capacity, your ability to lift and lead others. So in this, author starts with the leadership, the definition of leadership, and he, in one word, he says that after gaining the 40 years of experience, what he found and realized that everything rise and falls on leadership. Means whatever he understood with his vast experience of 40 years, he summarizes and realizes that everything starts and fall and rise under leadership. So that is the importance of leadership. So what is a leadership? He brief ahead. So leadership is influence. So if you want to influence, we have to grow our leadership. Or instead way, if you want to lead, we have to increase our capacity to influence other. So in our head, author says that he listened to Earl Nightingale in 1970. So I'm just reading this. So if a person spends 1 hour a day, means this is regarding how to develop a leadership capacity or how to be an expert in anything. So if a person spends 1 hour a day, 5 days a week for 5 years studying a single subject, he or she will become an expert on that subject. So author exclaim here, and in the good tone he says that, so that's it, only 5 years it takes to be an expert. So author studied for 5 years, and after studying for 5 years, he realizes that I could improve as a leader. The first realization was I could improve as a leader. The second was I couldn't become an expert in leadership in only 5 years. So what he wanted to say, he was nowhere near his capacity, and the more he learned, the more he understood how much he didn't know. Means after learning so many things, he understood that how much he didn't know, and that continues to till this date also. So ahead, author says that self-awareness gives me a greater sense of anticipation for further growth. It's as self-awareness is the key to start for any progress. So self-awareness is the key. So author got so many prizes in 2040 American Management Association, and then Business Insider and Incorporation magazine authored recognized by these two magazines as world's #1 influential and leader in business and growth in the world. Okay, so I will jump to the next one. So in ahead chapters, authors tell something about the leadership. Earlier, author used to explain and brief the things to the associate or the colleague or the people who were associated with him and who were taking the consultation or taking assistance from author. But nowadays, there was one interview. Author was asked. Somebody asked a question to author. What is the biggest difference when you were in under 30s and now at the age of 70s as a leader? So author says that earlier I was used to give the explanation and nowadays I have started questioning. So author here, author is emphasizing on ability to persuade. Means instead of giving explanation, author was understanding, or author was wanted to help to people, but now he realized that instead of briefing the explanation, why he shouldn't ask the question. And now after that, at the age of after completing the 70, he realizes that he has to ask the questions. So nowadays author does the Q&A, and that is one of the good way to influence and to add value in the people's life. So nowadays, instead of giving explanation, and this applies to all of us also, instead of giving explanation to something, I think we should ask the questions. So that's all from my side. There are many things to learn, and few nuggets from my side. I was just contemplating why we should read the book and what we have to gain from this book. So somewhere I realized that if means the success to any author lies, the reader should adopt his or her mindset. So that's all from my side. Thank you, and back to host.
Wow, great, Sunil. That was a great demonstration at the beginning with the clapping, and that's really great. It was getting a lot of positive vibe when you started the speech. Thank you for keeping that leadership in us. So thank you very much. So with that, we are going out of the limit of the time while going with the no limits books. So may I request everyone that can we spend little 20 minutes? I think can we move forward to continue the session? Can we have the thumbs from every one of here? So thank you for that. And with that, I would like to invite Netra to start up the presentation. So Netra, can you?
Hi everyone, myself Netra.
Yeah, Netra, I'm not going to trouble you with any questions.
Okay.
But I would like I request you to introduce yourself with.
Yeah. So myself, I'm Netra. I am new to the group. Ramesh added me to the group. So I have overall 10 years of experience in MNC, and myself and Ramesh worked in same company. So that's about me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yes, that's it, right, Ramesh? Can I?
Yeah, that's it. You can go ahead. No problem.
Okay. So hi everyone. Like I haven't prepared for I didn't get time to prepare much about the topic, but I'm going to talk about this. I have picked the topic, chapter that is character capacity and the choices. This is the choice based on our core values. So core values describe and determine your character, and our character determines the direction we will go in life, and the values create the foundation of character, and character provides the foundation for this character. So here our values are most important, and it always determines the character. And why do you think the character is important when we need to achieve or see the success in our life? So it makes you to take a strong decision in your life. So character and your values and your character is so important to take a correct decision and move in right direction. So character is important, and you have to have core values to build the character. And here a few character, those are very important, and you should make choices that need to develop your capacity, character capacity. There are 7 points here. The first one is good character is a choice that you make every day. So for example, you have a commitment as your value, as your character, and that is your value. So what happens? You try to grow it every day rather than shrink it. So that is your value. So this will definitely improve your positive things on the tasks you take every day. So the second one is good character speaks louder than your words. So you don't have to talk. You don't have to talk about your character. So it will automatically shows in the action you take. So here is Abraham Lincoln said that character was like a tree and reputation is like a shadow. And the shadow is what we think of it, but the tree was the real thing. So that is how our character should speak. And I will try to give one example here. Michael, it's a conversation between Michael and Linda. It is like mother and the son's conversation. And son, he loves chess and he's good in that. And he loves playing the chess. In one tournament, Michael is about to lose the chess match. And he says that to the opponent, hey, you're just about to hit to the goal, right? So when he said that, the opponent hit it and he will succeed it. Later, mother will ask him, so you have made the mistake. See, because you said this, he won the game. Then son says, no, it was not a winning game. So that is the character that he has. He never chose that it is a winning or losing. So that is the character, right? So, and good character is consistent in all areas of life. So there is one more example. The author, when he had a conversation with one of the businessman says that to the author, why can't you write a book on the business ethics? Then the author says, there is no such ethics. There is no such ethics because the values or the character remain same in all what do you say, in areas of life. It doesn't distinguish whether it is business or life or something else. So it will have consistent in every circumstances in your life. And good character builds trust. The moment you commit to one person about something, it will become trust, and good character will always help to follow through the commitment and develop the trust. So it will always builds the trust, and good character is tested in times of trouble. So you will get a situation where you will lose the character or the value, but you shouldn't do that. Even in your struggles, even in your failures, you should have that strong character where you will not become weak, but you will become stronger. And the good character will always take high roads. Let me give you one example here. Normally what happens, our human tendency is like this. If someone has done something wrong for me, I will always say, what do I say? I will react and say, okay, the same way I try to respond, right? So I will not go in other way. So the taking always high road is something like you will not try to respond the way people respond to you. You will try to give unconditional love and forgiveness. If someone do something wrong with you, you will not do wrong for them again, and you will not try to live exceptional lives by not doing the same thing what they have done in your life. And good character delivers its promise, and that's it. People with good character do what they want to do and they follow it. So I didn't prepare much, but I just wanted to give my best. Thank you all.
Thank you, Netra. We never find you as a newcomer today, honestly speaking. That was a
Thank you.
great character you have built already. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
With that, may I request Vinita is over here?
Vinita is not there today.
Limi.
Go to Limi.
Hi, Limi.
Hi Ramesh, good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Oh, even I don't have any, you will not ask question to me also.
No discounts for the people who are already associated with us. So the question for you is that it is a simple one. So if you want to make a movie over the book, what could be the name of the movie? A simple.
Okay, I don't want to waste time we're thinking. I think there's already a movie on Secret, so let it be Secret itself. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go to my topic. So today my topic is discipline capacity. So we all want to be successful, right? We all want to be successful in whatever field what we are into, right? So what is required for that? We know that hard work is important. We have to work towards it, everything. But the main thing is discipline. That's what John C. Maxwell says here is if you want to get anything, you have to be disciplined. And what does discipline mean? Discipline means commitment and consistency to what you're doing. See, we see lots of successful people. If I take simple example of Sachin Tendulkar, we see him on the screen or on the field for few hours, right? And we see his best shots, making centuries or whatever. It is for few hours what we see him doing his best. But behind that, what is there? It is the discipline, what he does in his practice, everyday practice or consistent practice, and the commitment. Whatever result he wants, he is working on that. So same way, we have to be self-disciplined if we want to get the success. And author says that, yes, again, it is not automatic. The success is not automatic or accidental. We have to work towards it. And for that, the first and foremost thing is to be self-disciplined. And John C. Maxwell here says about 6 points through which we can grow our discipline capacity. So first point is know what is important. The thing is know your why. You must know your why. Whatever you're doing or whatever success you want in any field, you must know why you are doing that. Okay, so that is very important. If you know your why, you will automatically become self-disciplined. Second is get rid of excuses. We all know that excuse-itis is the biggest disease what normally people have, and the problem in getting success. So always get rid of your excuses. There are lots of excuses like I'll start from tomorrow, I'll start from next month, next week, or I'm too old to do this, I'm too young to do this, or this is not the good time, and maybe lots of excuses we give. We have to stop giving excuses, then we automatically become self-disciplined. Then don't let distractions distract you. So any distraction, maybe it is a positive distraction or negative distraction. I don't want to go deep into that. Anything, if you're doing something, be focused on that. Don't get distracted towards anything else. You have other time for doing other things. Okay, and along with that, I want to club this point also, that be aware of time. We have to, whatever we are doing, we have to be aware of our time. The successful people always keep a time limit for everything. If they, not only for doing the entertainment or extra works, also if they are into their work, whatever they are committed to, they will keep a time frame that if they have to do certain thing at half an hour time, they will finish in that, or if they don't finish, they stop it. So if I just want to give my example right now, at 8 o'clock, I had a talk, I had a consultation with one of the clients, And I knew that at 9 o'clock I had to finish. I told her that it will go for 45 minutes only, but it dragged little. And as soon as it was 8:55, I concluded the talk anyhow, and I stopped exactly at 8:59. I joined a little bit late here, but I made sure that by 9 I will finish my consultation. So we have to keep a time limit. It's not that we have to keep on encouraging others and the things. So that is one important thing. And don't just think or feel that, oh, if I become successful, what will happen? If you keep on feeling or thinking that, you will not get success. You have to take action. So if you decide to take action, or if you do take action, you will be disciplined. And the last point is follow through even when it hurts. So on the path of success, we all know whatever things we do, it hurts. I mean, there are certain things when you don't get success, or when the things don't go the way you think, you may feel bad or sad, or it hurts, right? So you should not stop at that time. Also, you have to be committed and consistent in whatever you are doing. Then only you will get success. So you have to be disciplined in whatever you're doing. So it's not giving result at certain point of time, it will give result. So these are the points which we have to keep in mind to be self-disciplined and grow ahead. With this, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Limi. Without discipline, there is a no flame of success. And of course, excuses are stopping us. We need to avoid those excuses and start proceeding on. So thank you. With that, may I request Meenakshi to take up the forum? I don't trouble you with any questions, Meenakshi. Please go ahead.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. So my topic is growth capacity. Your choice to focus on how far you can go. The story actually starts by explaining about two mindset. One is fixed mindset, where a person who thinks that the discipline or the creativity or intelligence, it never changes. Whatever you're born with will remain constant. They always need confirmation that they are intelligent or they are good at their work. Then there's other kind of people who basically want to explore and want to develop with more guidance and with motivation, with adding on with more education, because they believe that till you don't try to explore, you will never be able to understand your potential. Here it basically mentioned that a person who has a fixed mindset, if he be in a growing environment with group people with a different mindset, with growing mindset, will also help them grow, develop, and accelerate their development, and will help them in growing their capacity. The author talks about almost 10 points. I'll talk about few of them with which I resonate a lot. The first one is you will continuously be challenged, be it in a life or in a corporate environment. You are always challenged, and it is said that if you want to do something big, you have to keep on giving your effort and time. When sometimes when I discover something or some new knowledge or education which I get from a friend or from reading anything, I feel very happy. Like sometimes there is a situation where I go back and I realize, oh, I didn't knew about this, and I feel very happy. So discovering new thing or learning new thing, even a one thing a day makes a person happy. And it's like a challenge, like every day you are learning and you're becoming a better person, challenging yourself. Then the other is focus is forward. So where the focus goes, energy goes. If you have a focus on one thing, all your energy, your time, everything will go in that direction. Like sometimes there's a situation where you're very busy or you're very distracted. What I do is, if I want to complete something, I keep an alarm to make me remind that I have to complete this. So it's like a alarm for me that I have to keep on doing it. And even if I'm failing somewhere, it's just a message that I have to keep on going. So to keep up the focus, we should always try to do something which can help us in being focused in our life or in our work. Then third is get out of a comfort zone. We have seen a circle where it shows that if you are within your comfort zone, you will never be able to grow. But if you come out of your comfort zone, you actually explore, you actually learn new things. Then it talks about failure is not an enemy. it is always said that the failure is actually stepping stone to success. Whenever a person have any failure, they should focus on what they've learned from that failure, how that failure pushed them to move forward in life, put more effort. And sometimes you should also share your failure so that other person get motivated that failure is not the end of life. Then the last one which I liked was people desire change. People who actually want to bring change in their life. There are certain questions which author have asked, and reading that also made me realize certain things. So there were questions like, is this door less promising today than the day I opened it? Did the door have surprises more than benefit to your development? Have I failed to discover any value behind that door? Am I missing door of opportunity because this door is time consuming? Would I avoid going through this door again, knowing what I know now? I will end my talk by saying that in the end, the author says, never go with the flow. If a person go with the flow, he is not proactive. In such a situation, a person is not deciding his destiny. The outside, the environment or the other people are deciding their destiny. Thank you.
Thank you, Meenakshi. So growth is not a cakewalk, obviously. It is a effort of uncountable star efforts, what we have been brought up in our transformation. Thanks a lot. So we already crossed the limits by showcasing that the no limits can help us to cross the 10 o'clock to 10:25. So with the interest of time, really everyone has given a great insight over the book, and definitely we can develop those certain takeaways today what we have been brought up here. Definitely we're gonna make changes in our life and make our life great success, because this book is all about the capacities equivalent to awareness, ability plus the choices what we make. So this is all about that book. Definitely what one of the best book have been through from Maxwell. There are a lot of takeaways definitely we take up, and definitely we're gonna success one other day. But keeping the things intact and keeping the discipline, keeping the growth capacity, everything intact is highly important for every one of us. That's why we have this Wednesday Wonder Wisdom Book Club. So thank you everyone for being a part of it. Sam, anything you would like to add up to close it down from there?
Nothing from my end. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining.
Thank you.
Meet up
Thank
again
you.
next week.
One thing, Ramesh, you didn't speak for a time. You considered to not speak.
Considering, yeah, it's just because of time constraint. I just respect the time to close it down.
I'm fine. In case if you're ready, you can finish in next 2-3 minutes.
If you want to take a risk, that I can talk about risk capacity.
No,
right?
So since you hosted,
So
we want to honor you.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, because because I'm the topic what I'm going to take you, it's again a risk capacity what it is associated with. Because if you want to take a risk capacity of taking another 2 minutes, I can talk about the risk.
We'll take that calculative risk, no issues, Ramesh.
So what exactly the risk capacity stands here? The capacity itself is not alone help us to great success unless it is associated with the form of risk what we are taking up in our life. So what exactly risk stands for? Risk is not stand that I just got a good education, I start a good job, I'm going to end up with my marriage and my family. That is not that is a common life everyone have. So the risk stands here that what exactly I go through inside, what I can learn from me, what I can brought something out of my comfort zone. If you until we go out of our comfort zone, start doing something additionally apart from our normal life, then actual growth of us or actual capacity of us come out in our life. So in order to do that, we should understand always that a reality, we should know the reality of what exactly I'm going to do. If I'm going to climb a mountain Everest, it doesn't that I can go and straight away go tomorrow and climb the Mount Everest. It involves a lot of things like who has done it in past, what exactly he has been brought to. If I'm fail, what exactly the result? If I'm going to success, what could be the result? So all these things we need to consider. It doesn't mean that tomorrow I go and climb the Mount Everest. So that's whatever the success many of the great personalities brought up in their life, it is a hard work and the potential experience in terms of their failure, and that they counted those those failures as the experience and learned the lesson to go forward to achieve those success. So if you take up Messi, how many times he has been brought up himself into towards the final, how many times he was a part of the final, but he was not through. But at the end, eventually 2021 was the year for him that he has lifted the trophy, Copa America trophy. So how famous he was right now because of his effort towards that success. So with that, I think I can say that success is not just a one-day journey or a 1 year journey. It is a long, continued journey to get into life. So we should be ready to take up that risk. Risk nahi to ishq nahi bhai. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you for taking up that risk. I am able to.
Great talk. Great talk, Ramesh. That was really
Thank
good.
you.
Finally, we
Thank
took a risk and completed all the topics.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. We'll meet up next week again.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Night, everyone.